YouTube? It's your boy Willie the Gun Guy. First of all, let me apologize because I have not been on in about a week and a half. And that's because there's been so much stuff going on that I, you know what I'm saying, that I really don't even want to get into. Give me one. Fix that, fix that, fix that. Let me get a water bottle. Okay, let's get into this story time real quick, because you know what, I never even should have went to Mexico with COVID being out there and everything. But you know what, we've been taking trips lately, you know, not that we're not taking what can I say, the pandemic seriously, but we've been taking trips like, you know, Las Vegas here, California, Chicago, Rocky Point. But in my experience, you know, as long as you wear your mask, you should be okay. You don't have to like 100% stay indoors, because that'll just drive a person crazy. But let me get into the story. So it all started after I went to the gun store. I'm kidding you not. After I went to the gun store, I pulled up at home so we can leave to Mexico. I cleaned out my car because I know in Mexico you cannot have any ammo, or you can't have any weapons, knives, guns, or anything. And if you do have a knife, you gotta have it at a certain length or something crazy like that. But so you can't have any of that in the car. So I made sure I got my car detailed, cleaned it out really good, checked under the seats, checked in the trunk, checked everywhere. So let me just start from the beginning. So before we left to Mexico, the trip already seemed like it was gonna be bad. Why? Because we pulled up at the house, someone stole my license plate. But luckily, you know, we had a because we just got the license plate. So we had a temporary license plate on the back window that doesn't expire until 2021. So everyone was still in the mood to go. So we decided, okay, well, let's go ahead, go to Rocky Point or whatever. It was about a group of 10 of us. So we all started getting ready to head to Rocky Point. And then we get to that, you know, US-Mexico border. You know, everything all smooth. We all chilling. I looked down, first of all, this is crazy. I looked down, and when I cleaned out the car, I put all my ammo, and there was a lot of loose ammo. I put all my ammo in a bag. I looked down, and tell me why that bag is on the floor. So I just totally forgot to take that out the car. So I looked down like, man, this is intense. So this is before we got to Mexico. This was probably about an hour before we got to the US-Mexico border. So I'm just like, man, the whole time I'm driving, I'm like, man, I'm searching up laws just in case you can bring, you know, ammo in, but you can't bring firearms. So it's like, no, you can't bring either one, period. It's illegal. So you cannot do it. So I'm like, okay. So you guys know, everyone know, you know, my subscribers, everyone know that it is hard to get ammunition right now, and it's hard to get it for the low price that I'm getting it for. So I had in that bag, I had a box of 100, I believe it's, let me see, I actually have it right here. It was actually a box of 50. So I had a box of 50 of Cellier and Bellet, and I also had just like a handful or two of miscellaneous ammo just laying around the car. So maybe 9mm, 40. I did have a couple of Draco rounds, 7.62. So that whole time I'm driving, I'm like, man, I cannot, first off, I don't want to lose this ammo. One, it might not be a lot, but it's about 100 rounds worth, which some people have 0. So I'm like, first of all, my instinct is, where am I gonna sit this at until when I come back from Mexico, I'll get that back. So what I did was I poured all my ammo inside of a Freddy's cup, and I still have it from that day actually. Put all my ammo in there, my box, and all the miscellaneous ammo that I had laying around. Cause I go shooting a lot, so it wouldn't be, you know, wrong for me to have that in the car. But we put it all in the bag after we cleaned it, so then we had the bag, and then, you know, so the whole time for like an hour, I'm looking at where I'm gonna be putting this at. We're like passing stop after stop after stop, and then eventually we were about 1 mile away from the border, and I was like, okay, let me, first of all, this is not illegal either, guys, so that's definitely not illegal for me to leave, you know, ammo on the side of the road like I did. But what I did was, we stopped, and there was there was a construction sign, and it was about maybe half a mile or a mile away from going into Mexico. So I was like, okay, well, and this is Arizona, so guys, it's not illegal. So okay, well, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna keep driving, and I'm gonna pull off to the side of the road, and I'm gonna go ahead and sit that ammo there. I actually have to, I don't know what I did with the top, but I had the top on the cup, and I just set it on the side of the road next to the roadwork sign. And then I'm like, okay, cool. So we stop, we go ahead and go in, and then, you know, nothing happens from there. But then once we actually get onto the Mexico side, you know, they do the thing where they scan the car, you know, they pull us over to the side. No, I don't smoke, but they said, do you guys have marijuana or do you guys have ammunition? I was like, you know, no, there should not be any of that in a car. He was like, okay, well, we have to search you guys. So something must have made the sensor go off to where they had to search the car. So they go ahead and search the car, you know, they're looking, they can't find anything. One thing I did have in the car, I definitely had targets. I had targets that has actually been shot before. It's the rehillable one. So once you shoot it, you know, it doesn't leave the hole in there. It seals back up. So I had targets that was shot, you know, I had targets that was unused, which I didn't think it was illegal to have, but he was asking me, you know, and I was trying to show him, like, I live in Arizona, so I shoot a lot, which I guess, to be honest, me saying I live in Arizona doesn't matter because I'm not in Arizona and it's illegal. So, again, I'm still looking, he's still looking, man. He's looking for about 10, 15 minutes, and then all I hear him say is, what did I hear him say? He said, I don't want to get it wrong, but he said something about one ammunition. He found one bullet, right? And then I was like, oh yeah, that's it for me. One bullet, you know, I know y'all seen that movie where he was like, one bullet, 1 year. I thought I wasn't never coming home once he found that. And then he's looking, he finds another bullet. I was like, dang. So I'm like, first of all, I don't know how you can find him. I cleaned my car really good. Cleaned it. So he's looking. Boom, he found that second bullet. Next thing you know, he's like banging on the not on the outside, on the inside of my door. He tells me to turn the car off. He's banging on the inside of my door, trying to make sure nothing is loose, trying to make sure there's no gun in the car. And I explained to him, you know, we don't have any gun. It's understandable. Well, I didn't explain to him. I had a friend, Heidi. She explained to him that, you know, we go shooting in Arizona a lot, so it's understandable that they would find those two bullets, but we did try our best to not have them. So he's like, boom, boom, boom. He's searching the car. He pops the hood, searching that. And the thing is, my trunk is broken. So the fact that he found those two bullets, I was surprised because they were in my trunk. So he couldn't pop the trunk. He had to go in. He had to lift the back seat down and look around in the trunk. So that's when he got the targets, and that's when he got the ammo. So let me tell you, when I said I was surprised he found, even though it was only two, you know, I was still surprised that he found it. So, you know, congratulations to that. At least he knows how to do his job, you know. So he's looking. He found two. They didn't find any more. One of the people I rode with, one of the bags got mixed up. And this is all still at the border. So one of the bags got mixed up, and then he's like, who red bag is this? And I'm just confused. I'm like, I don't know who red bag that is. And then the red bag had some THC gummies, which again, in Arizona is legal. It's not legal, but they have their marijuana card. So it's legal to have in Arizona, but just like I have my CCW in Arizona, it's not legal to have in Mexico. So just because it was legal where we were from, that doesn't mean it's legal to where we're going. So he did have his CCW, he did have his marijuana card, but again, still illegal. So that's two cars that got stopped for two different reasons. Now the third car, because we were 3 cars deep, the third car that got stopped was just all over the place because I texted him beforehand and I was like, hey, you know, I texted everybody because we're all in the group chat, hey, make sure you guys don't have ammo in the car. And I don't know what happened there. But you know, they got caught with, you know, 100 rounds of ammo and a loaded magazine. So, and I guess the federales were pointing their guns at them, talking about bullets, screaming at them. So everybody at this point is nervous. I wasn't down there to actually see that, and I don't actually have any footage of this happen, but it did just happen like a week ago. So that's why I like chill back on the posting to just let it cool down, because it was a lot that was going on. The actual whole trip was bad. So let me get back to my side of the story. So they pull up down there and they ask, you know, they're talking about taking us to jail. You know, we got over this many bullets. We have marijuana in the cars. Not my car, because everyone knows. But they have marijuana in one of the cars. So they're just talking about taking us all to jail, right? And then, you know, I don't know if you guys been to Mexico, but if, you know, money talk, money walks out there, because some of their salaries doesn't compare to some salaries in the United States. And everyone know a peso is worth a lot less than a dollar. So we go, and then I don't know how it happens. My Mexican friend says, you know, hey, he said, you can go, your whole car can go for $100. I charged that to the game real quick. I said, hold on, here you go. He's like, nah, get in the car, get in the car. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, you guys can go for $100, go enjoy your trip. You know, I wish it was cheaper, you know. Hey, it didn't happen how I wanted it to. So this is actually just the beginning. So the car that got caught with the 100 rounds of bullets, they actually got turned around at the border. Then they got researched by the American side, turned around again at the border to get sent back into Mexico. They actually had to throw away that magazine, that 100 rounds that they had in the car, and all the extra stuff. Me, I got lucky because, like I said, I put mine on the side of the road when I was coming into Rocky Point. So let me just keep telling this story, because that's not even the worst part, that we got stuck at the border and I had to come out of pocket for $100. Another person had to come out of pocket for $100. So that's not even the worst part. The worst part is we order a hotel room. So we paid over $1,100 for our hotel room, which split by 10, 12 people isn't a lot. But it was a penthouse suite. It had like 6 or 7 bedrooms. Everyone was couples, so we should have had enough beds pulling up to the scene. So one, we book our hotel. We look into it. First of all, I didn't know this, but the hotel was actually an hour away from Puerto Penasco. So literally an hour away. So we get out there, we're on our own private island, which is, yeah, you know, it's tough. It's all nice and okay, well, we're having fun. But we're an hour away from where the tourists are staying. So this whole time we're driving. We get there late. So we were supposed to get to Rocky Point around 4, maybe 3 p.m. But we got stuck at the border for like 4 to 5 hours. So we didn't end up making it to the hotel. It's like 9, 10, 11 p.m. So once we actually get to the border, once we actually get to the hotel, let's talk about the trip to the hotel. One, Siri or Apple Maps, they took me down so many wrong streets. They took me down dirt roads that didn't have access to them. They took me down paths that was flooded out by water. So it was just really hard to find the hotel. Once we did find it, we got stuck there, you know, for a little bit. We go and check in, and then we come in and it's like awfully hot. It's like cold in one room, but then the rest of the penthouse is just hot. And I mean hot, like burning up. So we go in, we go into the hotel. On the way to the hotel, I actually had to do a U-turn, and it looks like it was just slightly down a little bit. I scratched the whole bottom of the car up, so scratched it bad. Boom, boom, boom. Y'all know when you hit a speed bump too hard and the whole bottom scratches? Just think about that, but you're just dragging it on the speed bump. So exactly like that. So we finally get to the hotel. This day is already ruined because we were supposed to get there at 3 to knock out some of the activities, so we didn't have to press so many activities into one day. So we end up going, getting to the hotel, walk in, it's burning hot in there. And when I say hot, so in California, the water is cool. So if you didn't have air conditioner, you can open the windows and it'll blow cool air because the water is cool, so it brings the temperature down. But in Rocky Point, or wherever we were at the time, it was not cool there. So the water temperature was warm, so the wind that's blowing is just about as hot as the hotel room wind. So we turned the air down to 70, 60, just trying to cool it down. Hours pass, and we already don't have food, don't have nothing to drink, and I guess that's our bad because we should always pack for a scenario like that. But we were thinking that we wouldn't have to do something like that. So we end up, you know, trying to contact the lady, let her know like, hey, we're missing beds, one. So everyone's arguing about, you know, where everyone's gonna be staying. Everyone's arguing about this, everyone arguing about that. So we don't have food. No, let me start from the beginning. My license plate got stolen. We got stuck at the border. We don't have air conditioning. We don't have enough beds. And the lady who penthouse it is, because it wasn't an actual hotel, it was a condo. The actual lady, she never hits us back until the following day asking for the payment. So we're just in that hotel hot all night. Eventually, you know, it's about 6 a.m. No one wants to sleep. We all pulled an all-nighter, trying to have positive vibes. Then the first thing we do, 8 a.m. bright and early. Bright and early, let me tell you. So the first thing we do bright and early is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ATV. One, really cheap out there compared to United States prices. It was only $20 a person, so for an hour. Instead of, you know, the $125, $200 that you would be paying out here. So it's only $20 a person. We go ahead and we check different places, you know, and we can talk them down. So it was $30 a person, but since we had so many people, he said he'd take $20 a person. So the thing is, I went to Puerto Penasco, I think this is my fourth or third time now. So I kind of know how the Malecón is and how everything looks and how to drive around and navigate. Some of the people that we went with never has ever been to Rocky Point. So I go, you know, drive around. So I'm leading a pack of people on the quads. But I'm thinking like, yes, I'm leading, but if people fall behind, they won't actually know where to go. So I'm like, okay, well, my intention is let me go ahead and go to the back of the line, because if someone get lost, they won't know where to go. Okay, so it's a smart idea, right? So I go to the back of the line, and as soon as I go to the back of the line, why did my quad turn off? What? So my ATV turns off. Nobody notices because we're in a big pack. So nobody notices. So everybody just leaves me. So I'm just there for like 20 minutes. Oh, Shay has my phone. So my wife has my phone. So 20 minutes pass by, I don't have my phone. I'm just sitting there looking like a goofy, just on the side of the road. And you know what? I couldn't do anything but laugh, because up to this point, everything already was wrong with the trip. So it's not like, okay, well, so we're out for about 30 minutes. So I'm down and out for about 30 minutes. Don't have my phone, sitting in the sun. I'm just, man, you know, but like I said, I couldn't help but to laugh because the situation was already, you know, already bad. It's the fifth, sixth thing bad happened on this trip. So I'm like, you know what? You know, toss it to the game. Don't even worry about it. So my brother actually comes back. He gets me. He says he's gonna go back and get help. So he goes back and get help. Another 15 minutes pass by. Like I said, it's their first time in Rocky Point. So especially, you know, we don't actually know the language. So it is kind of hard for us to just go and say he needs help. But he goes back and gets help. You know, 15 minutes pass by, they pull up, they bring me another quad, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe this trip is gonna go good. Because at least they didn't bring a truck and take me back and do all this extra stuff. He brings me another quad. He sits there with the quad while his help shows up. So me and my brother, we, you know, skirt off. We go hit the dunes for a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. First, we can't find anybody at this point because it's just me and him now. And all of them, you know, still didn't know I was missing. We hit the dunes, boom, boom. So we're driving back now because now we just want to go find everybody and link with everybody. Tell me why, this is the second quad now I'm on. Tell me why the throttle falls off. So I'm going, boom, falls off. What? So now this is the second quad I'm on that's out of commission. So now I'm stuck again. I mean, what I had to do was, I had to pick up the throttle and stick it into the hole and hold it like this. Actually squeeze it and drive with my other hand and push the throttle because I couldn't do both. And then he's like, you know, you guys can come back. So we eventually just returned the quad. He's like, you know, you guys can come back tomorrow. And at this trip, this is the next day. So I'm fed up. I'm fed up. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to head back to the hotel. You guys have a good time. So then everyone's arguing again about going to the beach or going to get beach towels or going to do this. And you know what? I just can't take it no more. I say, you know, fuck this. I'm gonna take that out. You know, I was like, you know, fuck this. I'm going back to the hotel room because everybody's arguing. My quad hasn't worked. I had to pay $100 to the federales. I had to do this, I had to do that, I had to do this. My whole car got scratched up. So I'm like, you know, I'm going to the hotel. I'm done with this trip. So we're supposed to be leaving the next day, which is now going to be Sunday. And it's all positive vibes once we get back. You know, everyone's drinking and having a good time. We all go eat. We all go, me and my boy Duke. And me and my boy Duke Seem. My bad. Me and my boy Duke and my brother Seem, which we are brothers. I don't know why I said that. Me and my two brothers, Duke and Seem, is what I meant to say. We all went shot for shot, you know, and then all our women joined in, did shot for shot with us. So everyone was having a good time. Drinking, everyone's eating now, everyone's having positive vibes. So at the end of the day, you know, the trip was a disaster at first, still was a disaster in the end. But then once everybody, you know, got a little liquor in the system, you can't help but have fun, you know? So we all drinking and vibing, having a good time. You know, that was really it. You know, next day we go to, where do we go? So the next day we go to a place to eat breakfast food, which he let us taste the meat before. The meat was good before, but I think once they start cooking it, because they were so overwhelmed in volume, the meat, you know, kind of got chewy and nasty. Once they brought out our food, it was all disgusting. No one wanted to pay, everyone was arguing over that. And then eventually, what happened? Eventually, I would say, you know, everyone started arguing over that. But like I said, you can't stop what the liquor doing to you. So I bought AMF, 2 AMFs actually. So I was vibing the whole time. So I was in there, the whole time I was vibing, you know. And then so we eventually gonna leave there. They came out with a bill that was like $180. Everyone was upset about the bill price because the food was disgusting. And then, so everyone was arguing about that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just about to go quadding again because I didn't even get my share yesterday. So me and my brother, Kayla and Shay, we all went quadding again. And that's how we ended out our trip. I mean, because at the end of the day, if the trip is gonna be negative anyway, you just wanna make the best out of it. So once we did start drinking and having a good time, you know, it was all positive vibes. But let me tell you, when there wasn't no drink in your system, it was hands that was about to get thrown, you feel me? That's what I'm saying, man, it was bad. So on the way back to the border, nothing happened. Oh, the only thing that happened on the way back to the border, which kind of sucks, is, you know, we wanted to get souvenirs for people, and usually everyone is outside, you know, trying to walk up and give you souvenirs. You know, you guys get this. But it actually rained on the way back. So no one was actually able to get souvenirs. You know, it was kind of flooding while we were driving home. So that was really it though. Yeah, we went back to the US side with no problem. We all drove home. Hey, like I said, this was story time with Willie Love. So hey, Willie the Gun Guy, guys, keep it sane. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what y'all think of this story.